How you doing? My name is Jose Hernandez, and I'm a member of United Spinal Association's New York chapter. I was injured 23 years ago at the age of 15 due to a diving accident, and I have seen many advances in technology throughout the 20 years. And the equalizer to all of it is technology as far as like cell phones and stuff like that. It doesn't matter if you're disabled or able-bodied, you'll be able to use the phone the same as everyone else. And in the last 23 years that I've been paralyzed, the disabled community has become more and more active and trying to become more independent throughout all cities in the U.S. I live in New York City, and the transportation has gotten better, but it can be improved drastically. There should be easier ways to get around in New York, but because of the transportation network companies not wanting to pick up individuals with disabilities, especially higher disabilities like myself, we're stuck with either the paratransit system or the mass transit system, which aren't really accessible or good options. Traveling in New York City during the hot and cold months is extremely difficult. The accessible stations are too few and far between, and you have to make it there. There's one accessible station by me, and it's roughly a 20-minute roll for me. And you can only imagine just getting there in the hot and the cold, or when it's snowing, it's very difficult. And then you get to this subway station, and you're sitting on a platform that's 95 degrees, waiting for a train. My experience with rideshare apps is limited because in New York they don't have many accessible vehicles. I believe they only have like two in New York. It might have changed, but you pull up their app, you click their wave feature. Even if you can get a cab, you're gonna end up waiting 30-40 minutes. And their solution is to pass the buck on. They don't personally send you a ride. They send it through a different vendor that sometimes doesn't show up and wants to charge you more because they have to hook you up, which it's illegal. I haven't had direct contact with the rideshare companies, but I was at a court hearing last week where their attorney was claiming that they were taking into consideration the disabled and they were making all these changes. But I'm here today to tell you that that's not true. There's many individuals in the disabled community that have all these horror stories where they order up a rideshare vehicle. The vehicle shows up, either they don't let you on or they just drive away. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair, have a service animal, or are visually impaired, they just don't want to take you. They avoid those rides at all costs. My message to the rideshare company is that you're not going to be able to ignore us anymore. We're here, we're active, we're becoming independent, and if you want to be the main provider of transportation, then you're going to have to abide by certain laws, and you can't ignore the disabled. Apps like MoveWave will make it easier to pull up a wheelchair accessible vehicle. They're going to be specialized in transporting individuals with various disabilities and the elderly. There's special training involved in loading a person's wheelchair into the vehicle, and they're going to set the standard of how to do that. In the future, I hope that I can pull up my phone like everybody else, able-bodied or not, and hit a button, put in an address, and an accessible vehicle show up within 10 minutes. Right now in New York, the transportation network companies claim that they have 2-3 minute wait times. That would be ideal for everyone, including myself. And with Mobile Wave app and technology, hopefully that will happen. The large transportation network companies that have app-based services, they have spent billions to avoid transporting individuals with disabilities. They are constantly sued over civil rights issues, and instead of correcting the issue, they prefer to spend billions of dollars on attorney's fees to circumvent the law. They just don't want to run tickets. In New York City, there's several issues. One, power transit system isn't a good option. Two, the MTA is way not accessible enough. Three, when an accessible vehicle shows up, they either leave you or if they do take you, they just put you in the van without strapping you down, and they drive crazy. In New York, there's potholes everywhere, and you're not strapped down, you're liable to hurt yourself or break your equipment. As I said, these are some of the issues that need to be addressed. Wait times, same day service, some of them don't have them. In the city, it's even hard to get loaded on. You have to find a place, either go to the corner. A lot of these drivers, they after they drop you off, sometimes they legally don't turn off the meter and drive another mile and charge you an extra fee. All of this are problems that need to be addressed. The disabled community is already at a disadvantage. We have to get up 2 hours before able-bodied people. We have to leave an hour and a half before everyone. It would be great if a time comes that we don't have to, and we can be on par with the able-bodied community. Right now in New York, there's across the U.S. there's an 80% unemployment rate when it comes to the disabled, and one of those barriers to that is transportation. Hopefully, with the new Mobile Wave app and all of the changes in technology, those percentages will go down. But only time will tell. It would be nice to be on level footing. And the transportation network companies, the MTA, the power transit system, they all have to work together to help get that 80% number down to a number where it's a lot more reasonable.